All right, so foreign direct investment and tourism are going to be directly linked. Okay, the USA makes 215 billion, not including that which is not so easy to track, cash expenditures, things like that, in the USA. Okay, so understanding this, nations that are trying to remain competitive, right? Um, they need to sort of follow the U.S.'s example on this one. The U.S. are very, very strict on people who are being hostile to foreigners. Okay, so in regards to tourism, that's 100% true. Um, all right, so as a result of Germany's unvetted inflow of immigrants, crime rising, this stuff is pretty easy to track, right? Germany tries to cover it up. Well, everybody knows there's a reason they're covering it up. Okay, so calculating crime numbers, calculating how much Germany is censoring the media, it's not so hard to do. Okay, so people are not foolish, right? Understanding that's going to be important because Mercedes is moving manufacturing out of Germany into Hungary. Okay, so right, people will understand. Well, there's a reason they're doing that. It's not they're not doing it for no reason, right? And so while the numbers, right, they're going to lose 20K jobs and 200K cars. That's really easy to estimate, but understanding that this, right, making the cars, you have to import and get leather, right? You have to get metal, you have to get et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So calculating all that, it takes a very, very long time. Most people won't do it. And so when you see sort of a blockade, like a red flag, like I probably wouldn't be visiting the UK right now. I probably wouldn't be thinking about building a business in the UK right now. Well, we all know why. Okay, so understanding that that's sort of order, safety, it's like one of the first things people want to see. If a multimillionaire or billionaire hedge fund manager is thinking of visiting a place, right, they're not going to be thinking of visiting a place that's very dangerous, right? So this will prevent foreign direct investment. That being said, I was looking at trade between EU nations and India, and these amounts are actually much smaller than they ought to be. Okay, so this is most definitely an avenue of trade. What MERS is doing is actually, in this case, it's smart. Okay, so I was looking why um, there might not be as much trade with India going on. Well, India, I think I've seen about 3 or 4 horror stories come out in India about tourists, right? So, in order to protect its tourism market, in order to protect its people, the USA it slams down on people who are attacking tourists or et cetera, et cetera. And so, understanding that, right, these people need to know they're safe. You cannot have these horror stories coming out. And so do not hesitate to either form a group, right, the tourism protection group, etc., that increases penalties for people who are attacking or hurting or whatever they're doing to tourists. This is going to greatly deter investment in your nation. People see this, they say, oh, they don't like whites, or they don't like etc., right? They don't like tourists, they don't like whatever it is, right? But yeah, foreign direct investment is one of the major reasons the U.S. economy is towering over other economies at this time. Corruption in Italy is going to be around 300K, about 10% of its GDP. Okay, so understanding that you cannot have this, right? People who are stealing, and they're often doing other things too. Okay, so if you want to know where the crime comes from, well, it's this sort of thing. And so getting corruption down, making it known that life is precious in your nation, that people who are attacking and hurting other people will be harshly punished, making some examples of people who are targeting tourists, things like that. It has to be done if you guys are ever hoping to compete with the USA's, right? This is over 2 times the second place, okay? So understanding this is important.